Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina, Lake Taneycomo. Jack and I are out here doing one cast again today. It's Thursday, the 14th of March. We got some storms rolling in here in 2 or 3 hours. It's almost noon. 2 or 3 o'clock, we're supposed to have a line of thunderstorms come through, and it's supposed to be stormy for 3 or 4 hours. A lot of times they make it sound like it's going to be worse than it is. I don't know. They're saying high winds, hail, tornadoes. So we're already starting to see quite a bit of wind. We've got some cloud cover. Sun keeps popping out. No generation. I am below Taneycomo Terrace. Taneycomo Acres, sorry, which is about 1.5 miles below the resort. So I'm not quite 2 miles below the resort, and I'm going to fish this bluff. I should have brought a jerkbait. I really should have. It's usually not very good when the water's off and on a kind of sunny day, but as choppy as this is, it might work. But so would a jig. I've got a white and gray jig. It's a 3/32 ounce 4-pound line, and I usually don't throw a jig in the wind like this. Actually, it wasn't this windy when I left the dock. So it's blowing down lake, so I'm going to be throwing with the wind kind of at an angle towards this bluff bank. There's a lot of trees, so I might break off a few times, hoping for a brown, using the white. Just hoping for a bite, and it's going to be hard to feel the bite in this wind. But we're going to try it for a little bit. Blake got out this morning on a short guide trip and throwing a jerk bait up in the trophy area, and he caught a 25. The guide caught a 25-inch brown. The client caught a 22-inch brown. So, good morning. I do have it on spot lock, and I'm going to probably keep it there for a minute. I'm not going to worry about the trees and the sticks and stuff as far as getting snagged. I'm not going to throw into a tree, but I'm not going to worry about it dropping down into the trees, because that's usually where the fish are. So I'm going to sacrifice some jigs, maybe. There are rainbows down here too, and it's not like I'm not going to catch a stalker rainbow. I would be generally fishing on the other side, on the shallow side, if I was fishing rainbows. Over here if I'm going to fish for browns. Blake's report kind of got me excited about catching a brown. I'm out at the wrong time of day. But you never know. I had to go to Foresight. Our pantry secured another place to rent, and we had to go talk to the city inspector over there. There's a neat little new bait shop in Forsyth. It's on Highway 76 between Forsyth and Branson. stall cup, just past Mildred. You know where Mildred is. It's where Beth's barbecue is. Anyhow, nice little bait shop. He told me the white bass have been running up in Swan Creek and Beaver Creek, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's super early, but I'm gonna let this go to the bottom. It's certainly been warm enough. I'm sure the water in the creeks are warm enough for those white bass to be interested. They're not spawning, they're just making their runs up there, I'm sure, and probably a whole bunch of small males. I used to chase those religiously. Not so much anymore. I'd like to get over there a few times. Let's try going down a little ways. The wind's let up just a little bit, which is nice. So I'm able to use 4-pound line, a bigger jig, mainly because of the depth of water that I'm fishing, which is, my depth finder's not working on this boat. I'm going to assume it's going to be pushing 20 feet down here. So I am kind of just hopping it off the bottom here. I'll go down just a little bit more. I can hear the wind coming back up. Whoa, come on. Trolling motor. We'll try going down this next little ridge. I'm gonna change colors too. Okay. Okay, I've got a 3/32 ounce sculpin and ginger jig. Okay. Woo. One thing you can do when the wind's blowing like this is to keep your rod tip low. Try to minimize the exposure to the wind. Sorry, I'm getting dinged. I'm starting to get political texts. I didn't sign up for any of this. And they say stop, type in stop and it'll stop. Yeah, you just won't get nothing from that number. But they said on the news a couple nights ago that this is going to be the longest presidential campaign ever. I just won't watch TV for the next 9 months. But I'll still get it on my text. It's not right. You got to be methodical about fishing this jig like this. You know, hopping it off the bottom in 20 foot of water. Ha! Had a bite. I was thinking about moving. I was thinking about moving to the rainbow side. Till I get a bite. This makes the most sense too in the wind, is to stay connected to the bottom. Because you kind of know, well, you do know where you're at, instead of trying to fish close to the bottom or 5 foot deep or whatever, because it is hard to keep track of. You have a definite, that line goes slack, you know where your jig is. I don't know. Kind of felt like a bite to me. Our lakes are still pretty low. Table Rock is still 3 foot below power pool. And for this time of year, that's pretty stinking low. We do need some rain to fill the lakes up. But not too full. So what I'm trying to do is keep it close to the bottom and just kind of pop it off the bottom and let it go back down. Make it look like a sculpin that's just kind of bebopping around. It's the right color. It's the right size. Got really good structure. Where sculpins live. Both browns and rainbows will eat a sculpin, although a brown is more apt to eat one. I'll go down a little further. We'll run the rest of this ridge. One of these days it's going to throw me in. I think I got some stuff on my jig, or I did. No. Sorry you can't see where I'm throwing. I mean, I could turn the camera around and throw off the back, but that's not a good look. Kind of felt like a bite. Felt like I had a bump going down again. This drops off pretty quick here. I'm going to swing the camera around and just show you where I'm throwing, what I'm looking at when I say a ridge. You can kind of see where it's, and I've got some trees in the water that let it go all the way down. Okay. Almost set the hook. Probably should have. If you think you're getting a bite, you need to set the hook. All right, I'm gonna move down one more time, and then I'm gonna run down to Monkey Island real quick. Kind of looks like the wind's not as bad down there. See if I can't catch a rainbow. Me and Blake need to come down here and just, he started, let's see. I pulled out at 7:15, yeah, 7:15 this morning, and he was pulling in, so he didn't get out super early, but get out early in the morning before it gets too light and throw a jerk bait down here. This is the last cast here. It's a pretty good little current now going because of the wind. Okay. Let's run down real quick. Okay, I have not fished down here in a while. This is usually where I start though. I'm below the power lines. You know where they're at. It's above the island. There's the island down there below. It's usually starting out about 12 foot of water here, and it probably goes to 5 or 6 when you get closer to the island down here. This flat is usually good for some fishing, some good fishing, some catching, maybe. When you come across 65 Bridge there, which you can see, you can almost always count on seeing boats here. It's a popular spot. And the wind is not bad at all here. I'm throwing the sculpin and ginger. I really like fishing this area when there's a little bit of current, like 1 unit. Seems like it really turns the fish on. The wind is pushing me down a little bit, which is fine. I'll let this go to the bottom. It's like one of our pontoons down there fishing. I'm using pretty much the same technique, letting it go to the bottom and popping it up, but I'm being a little bit more aggressive and a little quicker. Hey, you just caught one down there. Oh, I've got some fish midging. I don't think I'm going to catch any fish that are midging with a big jig like this. It drops down too quick. There are a lot of fish midging. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna catch a fish now. You ready, Jackson? So I gotta go upwind from where I can see these fish are midging. Where'd they go? Oh, there's one. They're kind of scattered. Let's see if I can get above, golly, a bunch of them, the majority of them. I gotta get fairly close because I'm not gonna be able to throw this jig very far. Spot luck. I brought a black 1/25 ounce jig, 2-pound line. So I came, at least I came prepared. Let's see. They're all out in this area below me. Oh, there's some right there. So I'm not gonna let it go down that deep. Work it kind of fast. These fish ought to hit it. It's a little bit harder to fish this throwing sideways to the wind because it blows the line. It's not bad. Come on, fish. Nothing's guaranteed in the fishing world. I kind of made it sound that way. There's one right there. Hold on, Jack. I'm really surprised I hadn't got at least a bite. All right, one more cast, and this time I'm gonna let it go to the bottom. Oh. Take it a while to get to the bottom. A little better look, maybe. I should be in 6 to 7 foot of water here. Oh, that line went slack. Man, I just hate to quit on midging fish. They always just seem so easy to catch. Did I say one more cast? I am getting a lot of text, I'm sorry. This is my last cast, I gotta go. It's a challenge. What I'd like to have is a float. I put a float on this rod right here with this jig, and I'd probably catch one of these things. Okay. Beat me up. How many times has Blake been blanked here in the last 2 weeks? Probably not that many. Say goodbye, Jack. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.